Erin Clark.
Mum was a silver fern netballer. I was lucky because I seen what a professional has to do at a young age. And then the other side was there was so much expectation. I never told anyone that's exactly what happened, but that's definitely the reason why I moved to Canberra, was to chase my first love, my wife now. I wasn't the best partner growing up. Just got to that stage where she had enough of it. And then when she left, at the time I was just trying to drown myself. I don't know what's going on with me, but I just need to get out of here.
What was your thought process when you come back home?
I had surgery on my finger at the end of the 2017 season at Canberra. And that day we found out she was pregnant. So we go home, be a normal person.
How was it adjusting back to professional footy after everything that you had been through?
That was pretty tough. I was working heaps of different jobs, had no qualifications, and I was in the room with my son and he was just lying there. I said this to myself, I can give you something more. I want to give it another crack. When the opportunity did come home, I knew I was mature enough to come home and just focus on footy, focus on my family.
This year, 2025, you sign on with the Warriors.
Coming back home and being connected to where you're from, and the Warriors being my home team, like I get to play for my people.
I don't know, in 5 years' time, what would you have liked to have achieved?
I'd like to...
If I could have one moment of your time. Most of you guys listening or watching do not subscribe to the channel. The simple and easiest way to help and support us is to subscribe. It helps us get the guests that you guys want, and it gives us a more opportunity to grow this thing to where we want to take it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the episode. Kia ora.
Erin Clark, welcome to the Modern Show, brother.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me.
No,
Happy
man.
to be here, bro. Pretty nervous.
Yeah?
First podcast, so... but looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah,
no other place I'd rather start it than here, so.
Oh, appreciate that, brother. Bro, as we spoke off here, and you're not a man on the social medias, and I love that. But one of the things I like to start on the Modern Show is the start. So what do we need to know about you, bro, about your early context in life to understand the man that's sitting next to me today?
Mum was a silver fern netballer. So I was kind of brought up around sports my whole life kind of thing, and come from a little family, got just my sister. We got two different dads, but she was pretty, I know her as she's my full sister, so I've grown up with her my whole life. And mum and dad split early. When I was 4 maybe, they were married and they split early, so was brought up with mum, brought up mum and nana, so obviously mum doing what she does, Nan kind of brought me up when mum was away. So yeah, a lot of, I'm grateful to her for making me to who I am today. And she's kind of been my rock through the ups, the downs. You know, I've been through a bit in life, and Nan and mum's never changed how they were to me, and always seen me as Erin and not like a failure or just, yeah. Always been that young kid that I grew up around with them. Wow.
Did your mum, Teme Para, a netball legend, did what she did in the sport, did you look at that as inspiration, or did you look at that as maybe the opposite of inspiration, and it affected you in a negative way?
Probably both, bro, a bit of both. The inspiration was, I was lucky because I seen what a professional has to do at a young age. And then the other side was there was so much expectation. And everyone, I was always known as, oh, that's Teme Para's kid. That's her son. And, you know, with that comes people, oh, he's in that team because he's the son of the netballer. And, but it's always both two sides to it, bro. And I was quite lucky. She gave me a mean childhood. Always had everything, bro. Even though she was away, she was always financially helping us when she was away, and when she'd come back, she'd take us shopping and that. So I had a pretty good childhood too. So,
did you have any male role models or masculine influences in those earlier stages?
I was thinking of that on the drive in. Like, obviously, Dad was always there, but I'd go to him every maybe second or third weekend. Some weekends I won't even go. So it was always mum and nana pretty much. My mum's dad passed away when I was 4 or 5, so I always had my two uncles. mum's brothers, so they were always like that father figure type growing up, but never had like a proper male, masculine role model there to guide me. And it's a funny thing, like now, thinking back, like you see all these fellas knowing how to hook up a tuba and all that, and I had to go on YouTube to learn that, bro, because I never had that kind of father figure growing up, and yeah, so it's just that male type stuff. And but it's funny, my wife does a lot of the male stuff at home, mate. So yeah, so that's how you know that I never really had that guidance growing up.
Brother, I can resonate with that so wholeheartedly. And it's actually probably one of my, if I'm open about it now, because I've actually probably never shared it, but one of my biggest like insecurities is because I'm the same, bro. Never had that male role model, but I'm terrible, bro, with anything handy related, as you say, like
right.
even changing the tire. Like I can change a tire now, but like, don't give me a hammer and nail.
Right. We're just lucky YouTube's there, bro.
Yeah,
if I had much higher pop, bro, I'd be on YouTube, lying there next to YouTube going, oh, yeah, shit. Like, and that's probably the thing. But yeah, my wife, she's like the male, the female. Like, it's like, even when we get like stuff from Kmart, she'll be like, I'll put it up then.
I feel that, but I can resonate with that completely. What was your dream, bro, as a young fella?
It wasn't to play footy. That didn't start coming until probably 10 or 11 or 12, and I think it was to be a police officer or something. But that was just one of those childhood dreams, bro.
You start playing footy. Was footy like your first thing that you realized, like, wow, I'm bloody good at this thing?
It took me a while to see that, bro. Like, say, I'm actually quite good at this. I can actually make something of it, because looking back, I wasn't really talented. I wasn't the most talented kid. I just always had a dig. It wasn't until probably my last year of high school, second to last year of high school, I kind of said, I'm actually all right at this. I might be able to give it a good crack. And
wow, and then you go through the Warrior system and you debut at 19 years old. Round 2 against the Melbourne Storm in 2017. Do you still remember that day?
Yeah, I remember that day, bro. A lot of that time was a bit of a blur at the moment, but I still remember the debut. It was pretty special, because I remember mum and all my family came in to present my jersey, and that's a day I remember. Because I never thought I'd debut. But it was funny, I always had a goal coming through high school. I told my friend, bro, I'll debut at 19 one day. And that just shows at the time how arrogant I was.
Wow.
It's good to be confident, but then I was so arrogant and young, and because I had everything kind of given to me, I thought it'd be just easy, and that's the biggest change I've noticed in myself, was that change of
bro, you mentioned a word, and it links to that, expectations. Did you feel like you expected for that to happen and for that to continue?
And then when that did happen, imagine just your head blow up even more, because and just shows the young, arrogant kid I was.
And then shortly after, you go to Canberra.
Yeah.
And you weren't in Canberra for too long. But what was your reasoning for going to Canberra?
I probably can talk about it now, because she's my wife now. But so me and my partner had I wasn't the best partner growing up, because I met her in high school in year 11 or 12, and we were together, but I used to do whatever I want. I used to go out, drink with the boys, and because she was such a respectful and comes from a good family, like her family's values, church. Her dad's a Tongan priest, and I knew she'll always be there. I kind of took her for granted at the age. She's my wife now, so she won't mind me sharing that, because it's the truth. And then I think it just got to that stage where she had enough of it. We were together for 3, 4, 5 years, and then she was like, nah. Her sister lived in Sydney at the time, and then she left. And then when she left, I just felt I was just wanted to do everything to be around her. And it probably wasn't the right thing at the time, because I was just chasing her. And then it was funny, there was a weekend she left, and I went on this drinking thing, 3-day drinking thing. And then I had training on the Monday at the Warriors, but I was still drinking on the Sunday. They were like, "Where are you?" Like, and Stan was ringing me too, like, "Where the F are you? Like, you should be at training." And at the time, I was just trying to drown myself in whatever it was, like with my friends, and try not to think about the situation. And then I just said, "Oh, bro, I need to, like, I don't know what's going on with me, but I just need to get out of here." Like, and there was a lot more to it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Why do you think you needed to escape, needed to drink like that? Was the pain of her going there, unbreakable as a young man, first love, all of that going through your mind?
Yeah, I think it comes back to the expectation and not having someone there to talk to. Like, looking back now, it's so easy to say, "Oh, you should just talk to someone." But when you're in, like, I know a lot of people can relate, when you're in that little moment, like, it feels like it's just you. And that's how I felt at the time. And I never told anyone that's exactly what happened, but that's definitely the reason why I moved to Canberra, was to chase, obviously, my first love, my wife now. And And then,
Do you regret it?
bro, honestly, I don't regret any other things that have happened, or else I wouldn't be here today.
I love that, brother. Welcome to the Martin Show first ad break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get to mahi, eh? And so you go to Canberra, you come back home and you decide that you want to live a normal life, a normal job, that sort of thing. What was your thought process when you come back home?
The reason I came back was because, well, guess the thing, she came back to New Zealand.
Yeah, bro.
She came back to New Zealand, bro. So I was over there, but all I did over there was drink. Like, I was away from home, no family, had my own place. I'll play, drink. And then the reason I went there was for her, but then I was doing all this other stuff. And then I had surgery on my finger at the end of the 2017 season at Canberra. And that day we found out she was pregnant. So then that just started a whole different, like, it was her plus I had a kid on the way. And like, looking back now, if I was smarter, knowing I had a kid on the way, I would have stayed, played, would have had all right income to provide. But being the person I was, had no one to talk to. Well, I thought I had no one to talk to. I just took it upon myself, and I went, "No, I want to go home. I'm done." I had 3 years there, and then at the end of the half year that I had there, I left. My stepfather now, who's been a massive influence in my life, they told me, "No, you shouldn't do it. You're just thinking like for the now. You're not worrying about later." And I was like, "Nah, I want to do it." Ricky Stewart rang me, bro. He was like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" Like, I said, "Nah, I'm done. Like, I just want to go home, just live it up, be a normal person." And
Yeah, bro. Do you feel like you, even at that stage, obviously your mind was going crazy. Your partner's come back home. You want to come back home now. Did you lose your love for the game as well? Because your mind was so cluttered with all these other things?
Yep, I did. And that's why I left. Like, I didn't enjoy it. Like, I didn't want to, like, I went back to training and I was like 10 kgs overweight, bro. And they were saying it's the worst they've seen someone come back. So yeah, and that just spoke for itself. Like, I wasn't fully invested. And
Yeah, bro. I've heard you say something in it and you quoted, it was like, if everything at home is all right, if everything outside of footy is all right, it makes the job so much easier.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a testament to why you and your performances now is so, you're flourishing now because of that as well, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, no regrets for the bro.
Nah, and that's because I've seen it happen firsthand. Everything outside of footy has been rubbish. And then I just haven't been invested where I was speaking now. Like, I still got so much to improve on, but now my home life's good. My wife's happy. My kids are happy. I just go to work and just have fun. Like I got no stresses at work. I don't have to worry about my wife or she's pissed off at me or anything. I just go to work, get home to my kids. And
So in 2018, you have the year off, but 2019, you decide to go back to footy, play at your local club, Rewa, Marlins.
Yeah, Rewa, bro.
You said you'd packed on a few kegs.
Not a few, mate. I'm a short person. I was like 126 kg.
Ooh.
So imagine a little bowling ball walking around South Auckland. That was me, bro. And I still wanted to play hooker.
The following year, though, bro, you go to the Gold Coast. You go to the Titans, and you're there for 5 years, 94 games there. How was it adjusting back to professional footy after everything that you had been through?
That was pretty tough because those 2 years was a struggle. But knowing that, because I had my son in 2018 on the 5th of May. So having a bit of a purpose in life was kind of what drove me when I had this different crack. Because it wasn't just me. I couldn't sit in my own thoughts anymore because I had a son that I had to provide for. And at the time, I was working heaps of different jobs, had no qualifications. And this was my out kind of thing to give him the life. Hopefully he's grateful for one day.
Oh, no, I bet he is. I love that though, brother, because as a young man, that 18 to 30, there's so many stories about it of how it's like one of the hardest stages of your life because there are so many different things going on. There are so many pathways to choose. You feel all this pressure that you're supposed to be doing this, the expectations again.
Yep.
And here you say that the thing that helped you the most was your son because it provided you with purpose. And I think there's another saying, you give a man a purpose and a direction and he'll flourish.
Yeah,
and so you think from then onwards, it sort of helped you mentally as well, get back on track?
Yeah, definitely. And talking about my son, bro, like what changed my whole mindset was, like, so me and my wife and I weren't together at the time, and I live with my nana. She stayed maybe 2 minutes up the road. So she'd go train, but for me to see my son, I'd go and watch him at their family house, but she'd go to the gym. And I think at that time, it was probably like maybe 3, 4, 5 months. And so I was in the room with my son, and he was just lying there in how kids lie on their back, and I was lying on the bed, and he was looking at me. And I've said this before, like I remember just looking at him, and he was so innocent. And like, I said this to myself, I said, bro, I can give you something more. Like, and that next day I got on to Stan, Bill Pop, my agent, my player manager, and I said, bro, I want to have a crack. I want to give it another crack. And he came down that weekend to watch me play. Obviously, he hadn't seen me in a while. He'd just see my Facebook Live videos when I used to drink in the garages, and that he'd be like, bro, what are you doing? But that was the kind of state I was in. And then he came down and he goes, besides the weight, mate, you still got the skill. So you lose I'll make some phone calls and you lose some weight while I'm doing that, and then maybe we can talk about giving another crack. So yeah.
Wow. And then what were the first steps after that?
So first steps was so that's why I reckon it's good not to burn bridges. So when I was in Canberra, there was a recruitment guy there. His name was Israel. Before I signed with the Warriors, and when I was younger, Canberra wanted me to go to Canberra before, like, I signed 20s here. And he was the guy. He came down and watched me when I was playing at Point Chev and under 20s. And he goes, bro, we want you over in Canberra. And I wasn't signed, so I was like, oh, probably not ready at the moment. And then we rang him, and he was at Gold Coast at the time. He was the recruitment officer there, and he's still there now. And I just go, hey, bro. Stan goes, Erin wants to have another crack. And at the time, there was a coach there. His name was Garth Brennan. He coached Penrith and all that, and he didn't know who I was. So he goes, if he wants to come here, he has to go through Q Cup, go to Tweed Heads, pave your way through there, and then we'll see how he goes. And then we're like, yeah, sweet. And so my dad lived in Gold Coast at the time. So kind of worked out pretty good. And then a few months later, we found out that Gold Coast got rid of Garth Brennan, brought on a new coach, Justin Holbrook, which, I was lucky because he coached against me for junior Kiwis. He was the coach of junior Kangaroos, so he knew who I was. And then when Ezra told him, he goes, "Oh, Erin's coming over to the Q Cup to try and make this team." He goes, "Oh no, give him a train trial. We'll give him a train trial here, then just see how he goes. But he has to get down to this, and this weight, and then we'll go from there." And then I got down to that weight, and then was there ever since.
Yeah, bro, and you were there for a decent period of time as well.
Yeah.
How would you summarize your time at the Titans?
A lot of learnings, bro. A lot of growing up. Still had another 2 kids while I was at Gold Coast, so grateful for that. So I got 3 kids all together, and there's just a lot of learnings, bro. Learned a lot of players as well. Had a lot of experience there. Kevin Proctor, Isaac Liu, all them boys, and just I wouldn't change it for the world, bro, because just what I came from, and to play first grade that next year, I kind of, surprised myself. But yeah, just grateful.
A lot of learnings, as you say, a lot of growth. Do you feel like you grew more as a player or as a man?
I reckon it took me about 3 or 4 years to grow as a player. But as a man, I reckon I was still a little kid over there, bro. Still took me a few years to grow up, probably like 2 or 3 years. And my wife will reference that for me. She had to put up with my stuff. But yeah, that back end of there, my final time there, I kind of feel like I was ready to come home. I wouldn't have come home if I wasn't ready, if my mind or I wasn't mature enough to. Because if I had come back and I was still fresh and raw, I would have went back in that same cycle. And when the opportunity did come to come home, I knew like I was mature enough to come home and just focus on footy, focus on my family, focus on my kids, my wife.
And in this chapter, you can call it the leaving chapter, from 2018 all the way up until 2024, the end of the Gold Coast Titans. How do you sort of summarize this chapter? Is it a detour, or is it the most necessary part of your journey?
I think it was the most necessary part. Obviously, I reckon the first 2 years maybe it was a detour, and I was a bit worried I was spiraling back into that circle. But then, like my wife's real, she's into her Christianity. Like she's a real religious person, and I kind of, like I'm no bloody saint, I'm not thing, but I started going to church. Didn't go every weekend, like, obviously, but I knew there was another purpose in life, like, as well. Like, and she always, like, she's fully invested in it, and I reckon that's painting the picture for me where I need to go, but then I'm still stuck in that little crossroad where I want to be able to live life, but then I don't want to go here, so I can't do both. I've never been public about it, but that's the way I want to go. And she's like my son Joel, my oldest son. Every night he reads the Bible. Most caring kid, bro. Like, and if that's someone I look up to him in that kind of sense, like seeing how invested he is into God and Jesus, and kind of makes me feel useless, because why is he fully invested at 7 years old and I can't? And it's something that I'm working on. And
you mentioned your kids, 3 kids. How did having them sort of change your lens, your perspective, your approach to not only just footy, but life in general? You mentioned earlier your first one gave you Joel, gave you purpose. How else did it change the way you approach life?
Obviously, I'm not the best father, bro. Like, I still have so much to work on, but just knowing that no matter if you stuff up, if you make a mistake, your kids, you can always come home to your kids, like in a footy sense. Like, if I have a rubbish game, bro, I still get to come home to my family. And at the time, I used to just say that, but I never lived it. Like, the game always stayed in my head. And I'll come home and I'm still holding on to the footy side. And I can't be a father. Where now, if I stuff up, if I play bad, I'm still a father at home and I can come home and leave my stuff at the door and be a dad. Wow. So that's kind of, like after games, I'm excited to go home to my kids. Where in Gold Coast, if I play bad, I don't even want to show face. Like I'm still at home and I'm sitting there and the game's just sitting through my head and I can't be a dad and I'm frustrated and I'm just short-witted. And I think that's got a lot to do with this year, actually being present at home and being a good father. And
bro, that's a big one. And not only just for footy players, but bro, anything. You have a bad moment in your day and you carry it on through the rest of your day, and now you're ruining all these other parts of your day that could be great. What shifted for you, bro? Like how did you actually learn, like, oh, because as you say, you used to be quite bad at it. You used to take your bad game and then you weren't present at home as a father and for your wife. What made you learn? Or was it just time and maturity, or was there something specific?
I think it was a bit of both, like time, which getting a bit older, but then because being a father and being the man of the house, I found like when we got married, like I knew the kids were watching us. And the day that my son said, oh, like when I was saying my vows, he started crying. He goes, oh, you make me so happy, Dad. And I think, getting married kind of helped that, because I knew that, I just knew that my kids will love me no matter what. And that's what they said, I love you, like, thank you for doing this. Because my wife's always wanted to do it and kind of pushed it off because it wasn't something that I wanted at the time. But then when we did it, like, it's just changed my whole life, like whole perspective on things, being a father, being a husband. You just grow up like that, bro, when you get married. And like I'm still a bloody donut now and then, bro. Like I still piss my wife off every second weekend, but the love's still there.
Wow. And then that's probably helped contribute to this year, 2025. You sign on with the Warriors on a 3-year deal here. And bro, arguably the buy of the year as people are talking about. Is there anything else that you think has contributed to your performance success, like the consistency, the impact, everything like that? Is there anything else that you can sort of put it down to?
I like to say the coaching staff, bro. I think when you, like anywhere in life, when you go to work, you want to be valued somewhere. First day I stepped in there, I knew I was valued. And I'm not saying I wasn't valued at Gold Coast. I was valued, but they just had a different path. And coming back home and being connected to where you're from, and the Warriors being my home team, like I get to play for my people. And being a nationwide team, like that's just got me. And that little kids look up to me, little Māori kids, little Polynesian kids get to look up to us playing. That's something that got me going, bro. And just the whole club, like, kind of made me feel valued. And when you feel valued, you know what you can get out of yourself. So
he actually quoted Andrew Webster, head coach. I feel like he feels at home. He feels like he has an impact and he's cared for. It's essentially what you're saying here, brother. You are on a 3-year deal, signed on to the end of 2027. Do you think about the future much? Are you thinking even beyond that?
Now we are, bro. I wasn't at the time because I was still finding my feet playing footy. But now we are. Me and my wife are looking into little business ventures away from footy. Because obviously I know firsthand footy's not going to be there all the time. And my kids, I want to leave something for my kids when it's my time. We're just, it's something I don't want to rush into, but it's definitely something that we're thinking about and probably be, hopefully something soon. So.
Yeah, you're right. There is that, I guess you could call it a window, eh? There's that only a short window of time until that next thing. I'm glad you're thinking of it now, brother. Bro, because we said off air, a couple of the other boys so obsessed with the stats.
Yeah.
And we could talk about the stats all day you're probably overhearing stats. But I want to dive into more like the mindset, the attitude, and what do you think has shifted in your mindset and in your attitude and in your desire to be the best at your job? Is there anything that's shifted up here?
As well as being valued, I think having confidence in yourself. Gold Coast, never valued myself as a player. And kind of why I left social media, because I used to read a lot of comments on social media, because obviously I wasn't playing my best at Gold Coast, and I'm still not now, but I'm still slowly getting there. But I used to read into it and I used to believe it, which is why I left social media, because it's taking toll on my life. The father I was, and kind of believed that some of the stuff people used to say was crazy. It was not just about me, but just the whole club at the time, and value myself, bro. Ever since I've told myself, you're good enough to be here, because I didn't believe I was good enough to be where I was, because where I came from and what I'd done in the past. But now I just like that self-worth, knowing you're good enough, not just as a player, but as a person. I was lacked confidence, lacked a lot of confidence. And I kind of know the difference between being arrogant and being confident. Once you find the perfect balance on that, then kind of going in the right direction. So I think I've found that now, where when I was younger, my arrogantness was here, and like my confidence was here. And then if you just meet in between, then you kind of learn new things about yourself, eh?
Wow, brother, I love that. I've never heard that analogy, but I love it. What do you think, is there anything specifically, apart from valuing yourself more, that gave you that confidence? Like, confidence is a big thing, bro. And particularly for males, you know, and I guess a lot of males lack confidence, you know, in their everyday. What gave you a little bit more confidence?
Probably coming back to my wife and the religious side, knowing that what we think is our story is already written, bro. Like, we're just living it and being at peace with that. Like, so the person who married us, Sonia, at our local church, he was kind of like a life coach, and I catch up with him now and then. And what he said was, because I reckon having someone there that you can vent to and having your problems, someone like an older head that's experienced a lot of things, and I kind of, when I'm going through a bit, or at the start of the year, I was like, this is what I struggle with. How do I come out the other end? And he just goes, mate, you're loved either way, and be at peace with that. Like, what you do doesn't define you as a person, and your story is written. You're not just a dad, a father, or a son. You're like loved by God too. So it's weird for me to talk about it publicly, because I'm not a religious person, but behind closed doors, like, I pray before every game, and I just know that whatever happens is going to happen, and I can't change that. And I can control what I can control, and if not, then I'll be at peace with it. So that's a lot of what's changed.
Yeah, brother, I love that. And I guess now a lot of people value themselves. Even I slip into this too, where, again, going back to social media, you start valuing yourself for the wrong reasons, because of what other people are thinking about the likes, about the engagement from the outside world. And so for you now, you're at a point now where you value yourself regardless of how you play.
Yeah. Yeah. And it took me a while, bro. It's easy to say it when you're winning. Like, when you're going well, it's easy to say it. And once you hit that, those bumpy roads, bro, that's when it tests you the most. And obviously we've had our fair share of like a couple losses this year, and I've had a few missed errors and stuff like that. And the way I overcame that, I was quite proud of myself for, because start of the year, I kicked myself. The club, the coaches used to say, mate, you're your harshest critic, just relax. It's only one thing. And it's something that I'm working on now, still working on. Like, you can never find perfection, and you meet bumps in the road, like I said, and that's when you're truly tested. It's easy when you're going well.
That's so true too, bro.
Yeah.
So true too. Erin, how do you want to be remembered, brother? Not just as a footy player, but as a man as well.
Just a father, bro. Like, obviously, having 3 kids, I just want, I don't care how, it sounds bad, but I don't really care how other people see me. They can have their opinions on me, but I just want my kids to know that I was a good father. I was there for them. I was present, and just a good father, a good son, a good husband, and like my family is all that matters to me, bro. Like the guy walking down the road can have their opinion on me, and that's not gonna worry me. But as long as the people that I care for and that are close to me, like, are proud of who I am, and I'm good to them, that's all that matters to me, bro. To be honest.
You mentioned some of your earlier struggles. Is there anything that you feel like you're struggling with now?
Yep, I struggle every day, bro. Like, being a husband and trying to, like, we always clash, bro. Like, and I always think I'm right. She always thinks she's right. And I sometimes need to just take a step back and just realize that we're all working, me and her are working for the same purpose, for our kids. And sometimes I have a short work and get angry quick, but just being a better husband to my wife, because she holds it down at home, bro. And yeah, that's probably one thing I'm struggling with now. Like, you can never find perfection, but I want to find that for her, because I've put her through so much these 10 years, bro. And yeah, that's probably what I want to do, is just give her the next 10 years better than the last 10 years. So.
Bro, if you had to say something to a young fella that might be in that same position that you were in at 2018, what would you want to say to him, bro?
So if I was looking at myself, or like, say, like, what do you mean?
I guess a young fella that feels a bit lost, doesn't really know where to go, doesn't really have that purpose yet, going back to the drink maybe every weekend.
Yeah.
What would you want to tell him?
Well, what I didn't do back then was go to the people that love me. Like, they were telling me, all this and that, but because I thought I knew better, and because I thought, oh, you don't know how I'm thinking, you don't know what I'm going through. But sometimes what they're saying is right. So I reckon just take a step back, take a breath, and actually listen, and don't just be one ear and out the other, but listen to what they're saying and be genuine with it. Because I was never genuine like that, and then that's why I went off on my own quest, and I was still raw at the time, so I had no idea on life at the time. And I had my mum, who was 20 years older than me, she's been through it all, and she knows. And I never really took the time to listen to her. And, yes, listen to someone who loves you. I know at the time that it's hard, because you think what you think is right, but really open up and just take it in, because they're right most of the time. So.
Wow, I love that, brother. Listening, it's a easier said than done skill for us lads.
Oh, yeah, bro, and especially when you're going through those times, like, you feel so alone, I reckon. And like I said, like, it just feels like everyone's attacking you, trying to tell you should do this, you should do this. But because at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do, and you just don't want to hear it because it doesn't fit with how you're thinking. And you don't want to do that, because I want to do this, but is that the right thing for you? And now, looking back, I'm like, bro, if I had done this. But then again, bro, like I said, no regrets.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't go through that whole cycle, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I'd probably be this. I don't know where I'd be at the time. So.
Yeah. What about fears, bro? Is there anything that scares you now?
What scares me? My wife.
Hey.
Nah, probably going through that whole thing again. Going through that, what I didn't, like, not being able to provide for my kids, be a good father.
So reverting back.
Yeah. And I know, like, it's easier to say it's not going to happen, but you never know what's around the corner. And yeah, that's all. It's not a fear, but if there was one thing I was scared of, would be that.
Yeah, bro. No, I can resonate with that too. It's like you're in this place now, this good spot.
Yeah.
You don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've reached your full potential?
No. That's why I say, bro, like, I'm not. Everyone says, oh, you're going good, you're doing this. And I'm like, fuck. I don't think so. Like, I'm still, like, that's why I'm so happy I don't have social media, because you can read into all that stuff, bro. And, nah. Like, even I come off a game and get texts, bro, what a game. And then before I read that, I'm like, that was rubbish. Like, I didn't even feel like I played well.
Wow.
Because I'm still learning. I'm still learning at 28. I still got so much more to learn.
Yeah, brother.
And that's why I'm excited, because, and that's what, like, me and Andrew Webster, the coach, we sit down quite a bit, and he's like, mate, you're going well, but you're only scratching the surface from, like, you're not even at your full potential. And he gives me confidence, because he goes, what he says is, and we're going to get there, me and you. We sit there, go over my footy and that, and he's like, we're going to get there. Me and you, that's us. All right, next year, you're going to be here. The year after, you're going to be here. And we're just going to slowly take our steps up.
Do you feel like you've always had that willingness to learn? Because my question earlier, when I asked you what's the biggest shift in attitude and your desire to be the best at your job, from what I found is your willingness to learn. You listen to all your interviews with the journalists in the crowd, and you're always, again, you're saying the same thing as what you're saying there. Oh, it was all right. They're praising you, and you're saying, oh, yeah, it was all right, but I could have done this better. I could have done this better. You're always wanting to be better.
Yeah.
Do you feel like has that been a recent thing that you've sort of possessed, or in the environment that you're in now that sort of contributes to that?
Yeah, I just feel like, because what happened when I debuted, because I thought I was there, the work stopped. 2019, I made it. I was here. So I was like, nah, this is going to happen now. All good. What I'm trying to tell myself is I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So I've got to keep working so I don't stop. Because I don't want to be that 2019 kid and be happy with where I am. And I don't stop trying to achieve higher, and higher. So that's why I tell myself that, because I want to keep being eager, keep going to work, willing to learn.
Bro, it comes back to expectations, eh? And your expectations, your standards are very high.
Yeah.
How do you balance high expectations, high standards with enjoyment and trying to enjoy the process? Because there are times where I'm the same, you have these high expectations and you may feel like you're not meeting them, or you do meet them, but you're still like, oh, yeah, it was all right. Yeah, cool. Again, but there's no sense of enjoyment in the process.
Yeah.
How do you balance that now?
I celebrate to myself. Like, I don't like people knowing how, like, obviously when we win, I celebrate in a group with the boys and I enjoy that. But I just sit there, I'm like, yeah, you did this well, you did that well, but we got to get these things right. So I still celebrate those things, because I still know where I went well, but then I'm like, all right, but these are the things that we're going to work on. And I don't know if that answers your question, bro, but that's just how I go about enjoying playing well, winning. But the enjoyment's with the boys, bro. We got such a good bunch of boys. Yeah. Like, we got Dimitrik, who's he's just full of enjoyment. Any one, bro, he's the first one that's just, full of energy. And it's just, I don't even have to worry about enjoying it, because they do it for me. Like, they're just such a good bunch of boys, bro.
Yeah, bro, no, your self-reflective has increased. It's another thing, bro. That's awesome to hear. What about future, bro?
Yeah.
What are the sort of, I don't know, in 5 years' time, what would you have liked to have achieved by then?
I don't like putting my goals out there. I just keep it in the back of my book. But,
yeah, bro, that's all right.
I'd like to obviously play for the Kiwis again. Hopefully make a World Cup team and win the World Cup with the Kiwis. That's always been a dream of mine, of playing a World Cup, and hopefully one day I can do that. Win a GF, bro. I'm not going to say next year or the year after. I want to win a GF this year because I reckon we're ready to go. And I reckon we got the team, we got everything in place to do that. It's just, so that's definitely a goal of mine. Like, I've never beat a goal, but after the preseason we had, and to see the team we had and like how we were training before the season even started, I was like, holy, this is like, even Fish goes, bro, we can do it. Like, and he's come from a premiership winning team 4 years in a row. So when he said that, it put a bit of belief in me to, you must be able to do it, because never been a part of an environment like this. So.
I believe it too. Speaking of, I guess, your fuel and the ambition and the drive as a young fella, you wanted to be good at something. You had these expectations, and now it's probably more whānau orientated.
Yep.
Would you agree with that? That's where your fuel source comes from now?
100%.
Whānau and goals?
Yeah, that's my day, bro. Go to work, come home, I'm my dad, I'm my husband. Do that every day. Yeah, that's bro, I hardly even go out shopping, or I hate leaving the house because we're away so much, and I miss out on so much time. Like, I still haven't been to one of my son's footy games on a Saturday because we go away so much. So I need to make up for that time when I get home. So and a few hours on the PlayStation, bro. But it's home, family, home, work. It's brilliant. Simple living is the best living, bro. So
all day, brother. No social media.
No social media. No dramas away from like other people's gossip, and just keep to myself, bro. Because no dramas, good dramas.
I love it. Welcome to the Martin Show. First ad break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh? Erin, we got some fire-off questions for you, brother. Who's the toughest player you've ever faced?
Trying to think. I hate people knowing that I think they're tough because then they have it over me.
What day?
Probably Jordan McLean, because my debut for the Titans, I was trying to shoot out of the line and put a shot on him, and he put me on my ass. I say Jordan McLean from the Cowboys.
Who's the biggest gym rat in the Warriors?
Say Fish.
Yeah.
But that fella's in the gym for an hour after a session. Everyone's showered going home, he's still in the gym. Just shows how invested he is into his body, like looking after himself. And never leaves a stone unturned, like never misses a set, rep. So,
what's something people would be surprised to know about you?
I can surf.
Straight up? Straight up?
Yeah.
Hey!
All the Gold Coast boys.
Yeah,
I
true.
was like, because when I was younger, I used to surf when I was 5 or 6.
Wow.
And I've always been able to surf. And then when they go, oh yeah, we'll go across to the island straight here, bro. And then should have seen when I was getting out there, like, yeah. I was like, see, I told you, just because I'm short and fat doesn't mean I can't surf.
Yo, I might not have the surfer physique, but shit. Wow, where do you go here? Do you still go here?
I used to go out to the Port Waikato.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No, I haven't been out. Went out once, maybe in February. So.
Oh, yeah, it's getting pretty mucketed. Getting pretty cold now, bro?
But nah, it's definitely something I enjoyed. Got a good crew over here, so when I get the time, I try and go down.
Bro, have to get out to the West Coast, bro. Muriwa sort of buzz. Who's someone outside of footy that inspires you?
My stepdad. When he came into my life, I think he just taught me that father figure. He was that father figure I never had. Taught me a lot of things a man should do that I never learned at a young age, and like he was into his training, so he trained me my last 2 years of high school, and he coached our footy team. And that year, I got player of the tournament at the national secondary schools, and that's all credit to him. Like he goes to work, comes home, and he'll still have the time to train train me. And then I asked him, do you reckon you can coach our footy team at school? So he'll get to work, go home, come to coach us, then do it all again. So and just seeing how he is as a husband to mum, kind of taught me a lot of things that way. And just how he is in general, just as a man, like how he sees things and that family thing, he taught me that. Like, who cares about what they think? It's as long as the people who matter to you are okay, and that's all that matters. So yeah, a lot of it's to do with him.
How do you think now, looking back at your life at 27, going on 28, how do you feel like you've lacked or missed out on that father figure in those earlier stages of your life? Have you seen any similar traits now that you're a father?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see it, but my wife sees it, and because she's always had her parents around, like she can pick up and she pulls me aside. She's like, oh, and she understands that there was always something missing, and she's not too hard on me in that sense, but she makes sure she addresses it. Like, she's like, I know you didn't have this and this and this, but you need to be like this and this with the kids, because and I know you're struggling. I know it's not normal for you, but our kids need this. So yeah.
Bro, I even think about that all the time for myself. There are certain things that I do, and I'm like, or like relationship wise, or just in general, and I'm like, man, why did I behave like that?
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
Just lucky my wife actually cares for how we bring our kids up. So she like wants me to be a better father.
This is probably an easier one for you. Your proudest moment off the field?
Having kids, bro, and getting married. Yeah, easy.
What's the worst advice you've ever received?
Probably advice that I make up in my head, telling myself certain things.
What a story. It's almost like a comeback story in a way, eh?
Yeah, and like a learning curve, I guess.
Yeah.
For me. But like I said, bro, wouldn't have wanted to happen any other way, because I'm so grateful for where I am now. And if that, like I've always said, like if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be the man I am, the father I am, and the husband I am. So
You, bro.
Just grateful, bro.
I think your mum, I think your whānau, even your nana,
Yeah.
bro, I think they'll be looking at you like very proud of where you are and what you've gone through and what you've come to now.
Yeah, cheers, bro.
Thank you for being here too, cuz. No. And I usually say, where can the people find you? But you can't find my bro nowhere. You can't find my bro nowhere.
Find me on PlayStation, bro.
Yeah, that concludes another episode of The Martin Show team. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We won't drop anything of Erin's because there's none. More people need to be like that. But make sure you subscribe here. Follow _ The Martin Show here. We're going to be back next week for another episode. Kia ora, mauri ora.